What if your nightly prayer was a hit list? For two Irish brothers in Boston, a message from God didn't come as a whisper. It came as a command to cleanse their city of evil, one bullet at a time. In a shadowy Boston church, two Irish twins, Connor and Murphy MacManus, aren't just praying, they're preparing. Haunted by the story of Kitty Genovese, a woman killed in a knife attack while her neighbors were watching and doing nothing to help her. The brothers have had enough of good people standing by. As the priest warns the flock about the indifference of good men, the brothers make a silent pledge at the altar. They aren't just listening to the sermon anymore. They're about to become the answer to it. By day, they're just two guys working in a meatpacking plant. But when a crew of Russian thugs, led by the ruthless Ivan Chekhov, tries to shut down their local pub, Connor and Murphy fight back. They humiliate the mobsters in a public fight. That night, the Russians ambush them at their home. Outnumbered and outgunned, Murphy is dragged into an alley for execution. In a desperate move, Connor escapes to the roof and takes throwing the kitchen sink at them to a whole new level. Dropping a toilet, and himself, onto the attackers and rescues Murphy. The Russian mafia's involvement sends the FBI on a manhunt, led by sharp-witted Agent Paul Smecker. He quickly sees the truth. This wasn't a professional hit. It was a bloody act of self-defense. In a shocking move, the brothers willingly walk into the police station to tell their story, fluently recounting the incident in a symphony of languages that stuns Smecker. He believes their story and allows them to stay overnight in a holding cell to avoid the press. In the dark of their cell, a divine vision strikes. A mission from God to purge the world of evil. Now armed with a divine mission and their unpredictable friend, the funnyman Rocco, who is a former mob package boy, the brothers become angels of vengeance. They use the mob's own cash and weapons to fund their holy war. Following a trail of Russian, they hunt their target to a syndicate summit. With brutal efficiency, they get down from the ceiling and unleash hell, wiping out 8 underbosses in a storm of gunfire. As the last man, Yuri Petrova, kneels before them, they don't deliver a threat. They deliver a prayer. With their target executed and pennies placed on his eyes as a macabre signature, the brothers prepare to escape. But their exit is interrupted by their own accomplice, Rocco, playing bellboy. The brothers decide to prank Rocco and drag him inside, masked and threatening, in a brutal test of loyalty. When the terrifying charade ends, a newly forged trio emerges. Meanwhile, Agent Smecker is back on the scene. The ritualistic killings and the Russian mob body count point to one theory in his mind: an all-out war with the Italian mafia. He's closing in, but he's looking in the wrong direction. The brothers expose the brutal truth to Rocco. Their Italian mob boss, Papa Joe, set him up to die. The proof? He was sent to hit 9 men with a 6-shot revolver. After a bloody confirmation at a local dealie, Rocco's rage is unleashed. The new trio strikes back, taking out Papa Joe's underboss at a strip club. But their righteous crusade is getting more violent. Their targets now include any who have escaped justice, shattering Agent Smecker's mob war theory. To the city, they're vigilantes. To Papa Joe, they're a ghost story led by a betrayed package boy. And in response, he hires a legend to end them, the infamous, near-mythic hitman known only as 2 Deuce. Driven by a terrible desire to settle scores, Rocco leads the brothers to a hitman with a sickening past. They break into his home, resulting in a storm of violence that ends with Rocco beating the murderer to death. However, when they escape, they walk directly into a trap. The infamous assassin, 2 Deuce, is waiting. In a brutal ambush, he proves his reputation, leaving the trio bloodied and injured. A finger is severed. Bullets are extracted with a burning iron, but they survive. A single severed finger found at the crime scene is the key to Agent Smecker's investigation. It brings him directly to Rocco and reveals the vigilante's identity. Smecker, torn between his duty and his feeling that the brothers are carrying out the necessary evil, seeks advice in a church confessional. However, the divine insight he receives is a lie, forced at gunpoint by Rocco, who is holding the priest prisoner. As Connor learns that sin and nearly executes Rocco, a tense, whispered confrontation develops inside the confessional booth. Smecker, hearing only the priest's word that the laws of God are greater than the laws of man, takes his decision. The FBI agent has officially become the Saints' secret weapon. The Saints' final assault on Papa Joe's headquarters turns into a deadly trap. Overconfident, they are captured by the mob and his men. Papa Joe kills Rocco as a brutal intimidation tactic. However, as the brothers break free to find their fallen friend, their secret weapon activates. Agent Smecker, dressed in a brilliant undercover disguise, clears the room of henchmen. Just as they believe they have regained control, the legendary Two Deuce appears. He overhears them saying a hallowed, secret family prayer over Rocco's body. In a shocking realization, Two Deuce is their long-lost father. 3 months later, the system is about to fail. Charismatic crime lord Papa Joe is about to walk free from his trial. But justice has a new, brutal face. In a daring, lockdown assault on the courtroom itself, the brothers and their father, Two Deuce, deliver their final verdict. Before a horrified audience, they recite their prayer and execute Papa Joe in an act of shocking, divine violence. Hailed by the media as the Saints, they vanish into legend, leaving a city to grapple with one nagging question. Were they saviors or sinners? Thanks for watching. To catch all the latest from us, subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notified as soon as a new video drops. We'll see you in the next one.